November 2025 could be a game changer. One shift in the Visa Bulletin can decide whether you move forward or stay stuck. This is Immiscope, your trusted source for U.S. immigration news, policy changes, and visa updates. Today, we're diving deep into what you should expect in the November 2025 Visa Bulletin and why even small movement matters. Every month, the U.S. Department of State issues a Visa Bulletin. It sets the cutoff dates that determine who can file for adjustment of status or move forward with consular processing. For thousands waiting in backlogs, whether family-based or employment-based, changes in November could unlock progress or stall hopes further. In this video, we'll break down what's driving movement or lack thereof, which categories may see forward motion, which will remain stuck, what you should do to prepare. If your priority date is even close to being current, this matters deeply. What shapes the bulletin? Understanding the forces at play helps you interpret small tweaks in cutoff dates. Annual visa limits plus demand pressure. Demand routinely exceeds supply, especially in high-filing countries like India, China, Mexico, and the Philippines. That forces the Department of State to throttle movement carefully. Spillovers and unused visas. When categories underuse their allotments, those unused visas can spill over to other categories, potentially enabling modest advances. But spillovers are unpredictable. Processing capacity and policy stability. The pace at which USCIS and the State Department adjudicate forms and process cases affects how much movement can actually translate into approvals. Policy stability matters too. No sudden changes likely before November. Country caps and per-country ceilings. These limit how many visa citizens of one country can get per year, slowing movement for oversubscribed nations like India and China even if overall demand falls. Family-based categories. Immediate relatives. Spouses, parents, and minor children of U.S. citizens always remain current. There's no waiting list, so nothing to forecast here. F1. Unmarried adult children of U.S. citizens. This is often a slow mover. In past bulletins, F1 has advanced just weeks at a time. In November 2025, we expect marginal forward movement, likely a few weeks, especially for Argentina, Brazil, and countries outside the heavily backlogged ones. For Mexico and the Philippines, the backlog is still deep. Progress there will be very modest, if any. F2A/F2B, families of permanent residents. F2A, spouses and minor children of green card holders, often see steady, modest progress. I expect continued, moderate forward movement for many countries. F2B, unmarried adult children of green card holders, move slower. For high-demand countries, India, Philippines, Mexico, only incremental changes, maybe a few weeks, are likely. F3, married children of U.S. citizens. This is among the most backlogged categories. Major shifts are rare. For November 2025, expect marginal movement. A few weeks forward in low-demand countries, minimal or no movement for Mexico, Philippines. F4, siblings of U.S. citizens. F4 often carries the longest waits, sometimes more than 15 years. In November, don't expect bold jumps. Most countries will see either no change or very slight advancement. Employment-based categories. EB1 priority workers. Typically, one of the fastest-moving categories. For most countries, EB1 may stay current in November. But for India and China, there's a chance of minor forward shifts or temporary pauses, depending on demand and visa allocations. EB2, advanced degrees/exceptional ability. This is where things get tricky. For oversubscribed countries, India, China, expect minimal movement, perhaps a few weeks forward, or possibly no change if demand is high. For other countries, more consistent forward movement is possible, especially if past bulletins have shown stable progress. EB3, skilled workers/professionals. EB3 is often volatile. It can advance 1 month, then retrogress the next to manage total visa issuance. For India, China, Philippines, still deep backlog, so movement will be very cautious. For other countries, moderate advances are possible, though expect the State Department to tread lightly to avoid overshooting visa caps. EB4, Special Immigrants. This category sees fewer fluctuations. Often it remains current or moves minimally. November 2025 likely brings stable or steady movement rather than big leaps. EB5, Investor Visas. With reforms and greater predictability introduced recently, the EB5 timeline is more stable. For China and India, slow but steady advances are likely. For less backlogged countries, modest forward movement continues, assuming demand remains stable. Key risks and opportunities. A risk of retrogression. In EB3 and EB2, if visa usage spikes, the State Department might pull cutoff dates backward. Small advances can matter. Even a week's movement can open the door for filing I-485 or consular processing. Document readiness is crucial. If your priority date becomes current, delays in paperwork could cost your slot. Strategic filing timing. Monitor visa usage closely in the first few days after the bulletin. Some categories move fastest early in the cycle. Scenario breakdowns. Scenario A, India, employment-based, EB2/EB3. Your priority date is close, but not yet current. In November 2025, you may see only modest advancement, 2 to 4 weeks at best. Or perhaps no change. But if the cutoff moves, be ready to file immediately. Scenario B, Philippines, family-based, F4/F3. You've waited for years. For November, expect flat or minimal movement. Perhaps a week or two in lower filing countries. But major jumps are unlikely. Scenario C, rest of world, employment and family. You have a better shot. For many countries outside the backlog nations, steady movement is possible in both family and employment categories. November may bring meaningful progress. What you should do now. Prepare all documents in advance. Gather birth certificates, marriage certificates, translations, civil documents, W-2s, tax returns, anything USCIS or your consulate might require. Monitor daily visa usage. In the first few days after bulletin release, track how fast USCIS or DOS is consuming available visas. Sometimes earlier filings get approved faster. Stay alert for retrogression. Be ready to adjust your expectations. If you're on the edge, plan for scenarios both ways, movement or hold. Avoid guarantees or paid predictions. Rely only on official sources, the Department of State and USCIS, not third-party forecasts that promise certainty. Consult attorneys or accredited reps if needed. If your case is complex, e.g., employment to family conversion, multiple priority dates, get expert help in interpreting the bulletin. November 2025 is unlikely to bring dramatic shifts. Most movements will be modest, incremental. Oversubscribed countries, India, China, Mexico, Philippines, will see slow progress, if any, in most categories. For other countries, there's more room for meaningful forward motion, especially in EB2, EB3, and family categories. Small gains matter hugely. Even a few weeks can unlock the next step in your green card journey. The best strategy? Be fully prepared so that when your date becomes current, you move fast. If you like this video, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and turn on the bell icon for future updates. Thanks for watching Immiscope. See you in the next video.